What's up guys, my name is Javier and welcome back. The year 2014 was a huge year for Makita. They came out with the impressive brute-powered 1090 inch-pounds of torque brushless XBH07 18-volt hammer drill, introduced new brushless 18-volt angle grinders and heated jackets here in the US, and they even used newer technology with their recently introduced oil pulse driver. And the newest additions to Makita's already huge lineup of LXT cordless 18-volt power tools are new drywall solutions, with the Makita LXT brushless drywall screwdriver and the LXT cordless drywall cutout tool. Makita already has an 18-volt drywall screwdriver, but now they've stepped up their game with a brushless version. It seems that nowadays anything that has a motor is getting the brushless treatment in the power tool world. One of the many benefits of brushless is that you have a much longer tool life because there are no brushes to wear out and replace. And another benefit I've been noticing with newer 18-volt brushless power tools is that they are offering corded-like performance and runtime. I can clearly see both of these properties in action with this new brushless screwdriver as I tested it out. I just moved into a new place and I decided to install drywall in the garage, so I was able to put both of these tools to the test to see what they're capable of. As I put down several hundreds of screws, two things were apparent right away. The first was that I could feel the power of the motor as I put down screw after screw without breaking a sweat. After pressing down the trigger full speed, the screws went into the studs in a blink of an eye without a hassle. So does this have corded performance? You bet it does. The next thing I noticed was its low weight, as it didn't tire me out while working long sessions, coming in at 3.8 pounds, and that's with the high capacity battery. It made it very easy to keep working for a long period of time, and even while working overhead. I did have to go up and down a stepladder often, so the built-in belt clips were a huge benefit, and not to mention when I needed both hands for other things. On this screwdriver, you get two built-in belt clips, the traditional drywall screwdriver hook on top, and the traditional cordless drill hook above the battery. As a screwdriver, the drivetrain is pressure sensitive, meaning it will only drive a screw when pressure is applied to the bit to drive a screw. And on the left side of the handle is a lock-on switch to make it easy for driving screws repetitively without having to hold onto the trigger the whole time. Another thing I like about Makita is that they like to innovate with new features, which is seen on this screwdriver with a new feature called push drive technology. It's a new feature to further conserve battery power and for quieter operation. Normally when you press the trigger, even though the drivetrain remains idle, you can hear the motor rev up. What the push drive feature does when activated is it lets you press the trigger without revving up the motor, but is ready to drive screws only when pressure is applied to the screw. Notice how I'm pressing and holding the trigger, yet the motor isn't running. While still holding the trigger, watch as I drive these screws. To take full advantage of this mode, you can set the lock-on switch so the trigger is locked on, and now you don't have to worry about holding the trigger the entire time while the motor is completely idle and ready at all times without wasting extra battery juice or being noisy in between screws. There's a settings button at the bottom of the handle to activate and deactivate the push drive mode with the press of a button, with the red light letting you know it's active or not. Next to that is a battery fuel gauge to show you the remaining battery charge. Other features include the adjustable nose piece to easily set the screw down setting, and is removable to make it easy to change bits and to remove screws if needed. It uses an all-metal gearbox and gear housing for longer durability. And like most cordless power tools nowadays, it comes with an LED light at the bottom of the handle for added visibility in dark areas, and it stays lit even after you release the trigger with a 10-second afterglow delay. I have terrible lighting in my garage, so this was a huge benefit so I could better see what I was doing. And to conserve battery power, you can also deactivate the LED light for when it's not needed by holding the settings button at the base. You hold the button for a couple of seconds to activate or deactivate the light. Drywall screwdrivers aren't known for being compact, but I do appreciate the fact that they made the overall length a bit shorter than the previous model by almost 2 inches, coming in at 9 7/8 inches in length. And of course it features star protection for protection against overheating, overloading, and over discharging. And as an added benefit, it also features extreme protection technology so it can stand up to plenty of dust and even water. Now let's take a look at the drywall cutout tool. Sure, there's various different ways you can make small precise cuts into drywall, such as using jam saws, utility knives, multi-tools, and I've even seen circular saws being used to make small cuts. But nothing beats a cutout tool for getting in and out fast, making precise cuts, and all while keeping dust at a minimum. Even with the huge amount of available cordless power tools, drywall contractors are still relying on corded options for their drywall cutout tools. So this is another great addition to the huge lineup of Makita LXT 18-volt cordless power tools. I appreciated not having to bust out the good old extension cord, and the portability allowed me to use the drywall cutout tool in and out of my garage. It uses a brushed fixed speed motor, so no variable speed here, and the no load speed of 30,000 RPM made quick work of the cuts. It was very easy to use, and the slim barrel grip made it easy and very comfortable to grip. And just like the brushless screwdriver, the cutout tool is also lightweight at 3.7 pounds. As far as features are concerned, it has a thoughtfully engineered vent system. It sucks in cool air at the base of the tool to keep the motor cool, and the air is pushed out of the front of the unit. This may not seem like a big deal, but what it does is it blows away the drywall dust away from the user so you don't have to inhale all that junk. It uses a built-in knob so you can easily adjust the depth of the spiral bit, making it toolless to adjust. The collet accepts both 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch bits, and it comes with a wrench included so you can tighten and untighten the collet to change the bits. We all know that extra accessories such as wrenches can easily get lost, so Makita made it so you don't really need the additional wrench for bit changes. The depth adjustment guide actually comes off, and you can use that as the wrench to change bits. So you no longer have to worry about losing the wrench because you essentially have them with you at all times. Having a brushed motor, I like that Makita gives you easy external access to the brushes for easy replacement when needed. They give you 2 removable caps to easily open the brush compartments, and all you need to open them is a flathead screwdriver. And while the brushless screwdriver has a built-in battery fuel gauge to show you the remaining battery charge, this drywall cutout tool doesn't have a battery fuel gauge built in. I like fuel gauges on my power tools, but I don't find it to be all that necessary on Makita's 18-volt power tools, as they have a long runtime and the batteries charge extremely fast, so there's no need to constantly check the remaining battery charge. Now let's talk about my drywall project. Due to time restrictions, at the time of this video, I was only able to finish one wall of the garage, which is 20 feet wide by 8 feet tall. And to test out how great the runtime is on both of these tools, I used only one fully charged 4.0 battery, and the same battery was shared by both tools. I put down several hundreds of 1 1/4 inch drywall screws and made 9 cuts into drywall with the cutout tool. Once everything was said and done, I popped the battery into the drywall screwdriver to see what the fuel gauge had to say. Now, if the fuel gauge showed 2 out of 3 bars, I would be completely satisfied with the runtime of both power tools. But instead, the fuel gauge showed a full 3 out of 3 bars. That's amazing! Makita even claims that with one 4.0 battery, you can get up to 1,800 screws driven with the screwdriver, and with another 4.0 battery, you can get up to 100 outlets cut out with the drywall cutout tool. With the results I got, I have no problem believing those claims. I got the brushless drywall screwdriver in a kit, which includes a hard plastic case, the fast charger, and 2 4.0 batteries that charge in half the time of the competition at only 40 minutes. If you get the drywall cutout tool in a kit, it also comes with 2 4.0 batteries, the fast charger, and you get a contractor bag instead of a hard plastic case. You can even get both of these tools as a combo set, or you can get them by themselves as bare tools only. Alright guys, thanks for stopping by and checking out the new drywall solutions from Makita. And let me know what you guys think of these awesome new tools in the comment section below. And as always, make sure to like this video, subscribe, follow me on Facebook and Google+, and I'll see you guys in the next video.